And he'll probably cover that, but if he doesn't, just listen to him. And if he covers that, he goes
straight into that. Yeah.
That's probably the best.
That's probably the best thing, isn't it? Yeah.
No, sorry,
Don't forget to turn your phones off.
Mine's already on mute.
all good.
Or on mute.
Excellent.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone all right? It's quite warm in here. Thank you for coming. Just a quick bit of housekeeping before we start. Good evening and welcome to this, our 2026 annual town meeting, which is our meeting for you, the electors of the town, and our Community Heroes Awards. Woodley Town Council meetings are now recorded and live streamed to our YouTube channel. So just by virtue of attending the meeting, you do consent to your image being recorded for that purpose. You can see that the camera isn't on everybody in the audience, but we do just need to let you know that. For those in attendance, we're not expecting a fire alarm this evening. If you do hear an alarm, then please do exit via the signed exits and gather at the fire assembly point, which is the front of the building, if going out of this door, or in the car park, if using this exit here. Thank you for that. And without further ado, I'll pass you over to Councillor Darren Smith, who's our newly elected mayor.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you for the applause. That's much appreciated. I'd like to welcome everybody and give you a warm welcome to Woodley's 2026 town meeting. Before we get into introductions, we have a couple of items of business that we need to work through first. So firstly, if I can have any apologies.
Yes, we had apologies from councillors Horskins, Jewell, Kennedy and Singh.
Thank you. We'll take item 2 on that agenda then, which is the minutes of the town meeting that was held on the 22nd of May 2025. And then really to note those minutes as an appendix 2 that were circulated. And we just simply need to acknowledge those and note them from last year's meeting and you're included in the published agenda. Excellent. Okay. Now that business is out of the way. I'd like to thank everybody for attending this evening. The town meeting forums are an important part of our local democracy. It's a formal meeting, but it's supposed to be held by the town council and the parish annually. But unlike other town council meetings, which we are councillors, of course, for, the town meeting is specifically for the electors. That's for you living within the area. The meeting is your opportunity to find out about, more importantly, and to ask questions of the council on its activities and to set out a running order for tonight. First, you will hear from our town clerk in a moment, who will provide a short presentation detailing the role of the town council, because sometimes I know that can be a little bit confusing. What do we do? What does the borough do? You know, what responsibilities have we got and that sort of thing, and highlighting some of our key achievements of future plans for this year and going forward. We'll then move on to a public session where anyone in the audience is encouraged to ask a question. We do have one here already, but if anybody else has a question, please do think about that and ask. And the panel of councillors here will attempt to answer those or refer them on to Kevin and Matthew on the other side there. Finally, after the formal elements of the meeting have been concluded, we will present the 2026 Community Heroes Awards, which I'm really looking forward to. So after that, I'll hand over to our town clerk, Kevin Murray.
Thank you very much, Darren, and yeah, welcome again, everybody. I've got some slightly dull stuff to talk you through, a bit about what the council does and is looking to do going forward, and just a little bit about how we spend your money. Then there'll be a section for questions and for our panel of chairman of our standing committees to hopefully answer those questions for you. Woodley Town Council is a local council. That's a universal term for community and town and parish councils. Often referred to as the lowest tier in local government. We like to think of it as the first tier. We're really close to the things we do and the people that we provide services for. In the case of Woodley Town Council, Wokingham Borough Council is our principal authority. And through an extensive range of discretionary powers, local councils provide and maintain a variety of important services, again, very, very close to local people. All town councils are different and reflect the different communities that they serve. So what that means in Woodley, we've got a population of around 28,000 people, and our council is made up of 25 elected councillors across 9 parish wards, of which you will live in one of those. The council delivers its services through its standing committees, and beneath them a range of subcommittees and working groups, which is where the sort of nitty-gritty work often gets done, and our elected councillors work very closely with partners and residents to achieve the things that we're trying to deliver. So, through a couple of these. Sorry about that. What does that mean in terms of our facilities? So I'll just run through some of those. Woodford Park. One of our main facilities, that's a 24-acre park that you'll all be familiar with, been in the Town Council's possession since the early 1960s, and is maintained by council staff and by the local Friends group, the Friends of Woodford Park. The park has green flag status, which is an international award, a prestigious award which recognises environmental standards and high standards of use and diversity of use. First awarded in 2018, we're on our 8th year and really proud to still be achieving that, and still the only park, I believe, in Wokingham Borough to have achieved and maintained that. Within Woodford Park, we have the Memorial Ground you'll be familiar with. We hold our annual events there, including Woodley Carnival and our ever increasingly popular remembrance events around the War Memorial, which was installed in 2014. We have the lake, which was extensively refurbished back in 2019. 2 play areas, one up by the leisure centre and a newer one to the rear of this centre, which was opened in 2022. We also have the Garden of Remembrance, which some of you might not know is tucked away down towards the Western Avenue area of the park and provides an opportunity for residents to have an inscribed plaque for a loved one installed in there. We have a number of other buildings in the park: Woodford Park Leisure Centre, the bowling club, our maintenance depot, Coronation Hall, and obviously this building also. So Woodford Park Leisure Centre, formerly known as the Pavilion, opened in 1964, originally with 1 badminton court and a meeting room. Now you'll be familiar with our large sports hall, 5 badminton courts, and the gym where the old pub used to be. A wide range of sports provided there, from badminton, netball, short tennis, indoor bowls, aerobics, table tennis, and a wide range of fitness activities provided through the gym and through the wider centre. Also function rooms, changing rooms, and it's home to the Optalis local offices. We've also got our 3G football pitch there, which was built a few years ago with part funding from the Football Foundation, and has been a tremendous success for us in championing football and young people's activities in Woodley, and it remains really well used. We've also got full-size and mini-size grass pitches and cricket wicket, and the paddling pool, which opening this weekend, probably May bank holiday weekend. We try and get that open for. Coming on to the Oakwood Centre, opened in February 2004, around £2.5 million when this building was built, with contributions from the Carnival Committee, Woodley Theatre Group as it was, and through Wokingham Borough Council. We've got a number of meeting rooms and halls, home to the Town Council offices, this 100-seat theatre, and obviously the cafe area currently operated by Crumbs. We've also got a neighbourhood police office that operates from this building for the community police team, which works really well in us being able to liaise closely with them on issues that might arise in the park or in the town centre. Moving on to other activities, we have Coronation Hall, already mentioned, and Chapel Hall, both really well used for community groups and social bookings. We have some other park areas, Weeble Park, which I'll just tell you a little bit about. That's in Weeble Drive. We lease that space from Reading Borough Council and are in the process of renewing that lease for a new long-term lease. And the council's committed funds for a brand new play area in Weeble Park, and that's currently going through a procurement process that will be delivered through the summer. We have Malone Park, which sits just between Malone and Jerome Road. Bulmish Park Open Space, which is jointly managed with Early Town Council, leased from Wokingham Borough Council. Small space at Loddon Mead, just tucked under the bridges there. It's the grassed area with trees that we maintain there that goes down to the river, and a small space at Rivermead Road. We carry out a number of activities and have a licence to occupy the facilities in the town centre, including the walled garden in the centre and the centre stage. We have Reading Road allotment site, which the council's operated since 1976. We have that on a long-term lease. The current lease will be up for renewal in 2028, actually. We've got around 370 plus plots there, which has increased hugely over the last 10 years. We work closely with an allotment tenants committee to manage that site, and that's gone from strength to strength, certainly in recent years as well. A number of items of street furniture, street lights, bus shelters, notice boards, those kind of things, and around 60 benches around different areas of the town. We have a town mayor and a civic function, which is really important, something we're really proud of. The mayor presides over meetings of full council, the chairman of the council, and also acts as the first citizen of Woodley. The mayor attends many engagements and community celebrations through the year, while also raising money for nominated charities in Woodley. We have a number of partnerships. Woodley Town Centre Partnership, working with local businesses and organisations to ensure a thriving town centre. Community Youth Partnership, working with local partners, churches and other organisations providing services for young people. And partnership with Thames Valley Police. Grant funding. The Town Council provides grants through annual grants to not-for-profit organisations each year. We also have community and individual grants, which are smaller grants for organisations and charities, and also for residents who are under the age of 21 and excelling in sporting or cultural activities in the town. We deliver the Woodley Herald to around 10,000 homes 2 or 3 times a year, providing information on what the council's doing and other issues affecting residents in Woodley. And we have a number of other capital projects, for example, the new play area in Weeble Park that I mentioned, and improvements to our parks and buildings, and we have a programme for that each year. One thing I just want to tell you a little bit about, which is a big project for us at the moment, is our youth service, our youth support service provision. We have a new provision which is being delivered through multiple partners, meeting the needs of young people in Woodley. We have a new youth club which operates weekly at Woodford Park Leisure Centre on a Friday. That started in November, and we're currently evaluating that and measuring that against our youth strategy to ensure that that's meeting the things that we want it to do, and liaising closely with Berkshire Youth, who run that, on what progress is being made. They also run a leadership training course, which is an after-school course with a camping residential as well, which leads to a recognised qualification, and that's more for targeted support for young people who are harder to reach, and that's one of the key elements that was identified in the council's youth strategy. Those are the kids that we really feel able to help and want to help. Also through the Story Group, we have a diversion and disruption project for 13 to 16-year-olds. And again, that's targeted at harder to reach kids, and we work with the local schools to identify who those kids are and get them into that program. And we're just measuring how that's working through this period. The key to the youth provision that we have at this point is it's flexible and it's measured, so we're able to see what's working, what's not working, flex it, move it to meet needs of young people going forward. So that's a really big project for us. That brings me on to how it's all funded. Excellent. You can see from this image, there's Just over £1.2 million from income generating activities. That's a leisure centre and room hire through this building in our community halls. And we have just over £1 million, which is from what we call the precept, which is an element of your council tax that is for town council services. That element equates to £9.76 a month. So that's what an average Barnsley household is paying for the activities and the services provided by the town council. Quick look at last year's achievements and activities. We had really successful events with VE and VJ Day, really well attended events. Our new youth strategy and youth service provision, which I've just mentioned. A significant upgrade to our IT systems, which included an accessible audio system so that we can manage our meetings and live stream and record our council meetings and make those more accessible. Our 8th year as winning the Green Flag Award. We've done a lot of work with climate emergency. We ran another climate action week last week and are doing a lot of work in measuring our own carbon footprint to achieve net zero within the timescales that we've identified. We did a lot of work on the Woodley cycling and walking network, and that work is ongoing this year. We delivered the new pergola on the front of the Oakwood Centre, which you hopefully were all enjoying before you came in. Excuse me. We also invested in a new leisure management system at Woodford Park Leisure Centre to massively improve the way that people can book courses and contact the leisure centre, which was previously very much by phone and not very helpful for large numbers of people trying to book onto courses. So that's really helping us deliver that service. We've got town centre CCTV system now in place and functioning. And we also delivered the new orchard area, community orchard in Woodford Park. So this year, the youth provision that I mentioned, we're developing that, and that is a real focus for the council this coming year, along with our work on climate emergency. We've made a number of improvements to our internal governance and continuing to do that to make sure that we are meeting best practice and obviously legislative requirements in terms of our governance. Weeble Park play area improvements, and that's for delivery through this summer. We're looking at potential for upgrade of this room that you're sitting in, the Alan Cornish Theatre, to make it more fit for purpose and attract a wider range of activities and bookings for in here. Development of Woodford Park Leisure Centre, and crucially, we are in the early stages of development of a full town council strategy, an overarching strategy which will feed into everything that we do, all the decisions we make and the money that we spend. And a large part of that will be our community engagement. You'll be seeing us a lot at community events in the town centre, as well as an online presence, asking you about council services, telling you more about what we do, and trying to harvest that information and really up our public engagement. So if you do see us, please come and talk to us. If you see us with clipboard in hand, do come and talk to us about it. And if you see any of those things on social media or on our webpage, please do take part. We are here to listen to you and talk to you. Our offices are here in this building. You can come in and talk to us at any time, and also contact us through our social media channels or website. So please do that. I think that's about it. So that's the dull bit over with. If there's any questions that you'd like to ask from our panel of chairmen here, we have Councillor Bill Soane, who's chair of our Planning Community Committee, Darren Smith, who's chair of our Leisure Services Committee, and Councillor Keith Baker, who's chair of our Strategy and Resources Committee. So if you have any questions at all about the council, its services, we'll either answer them now. If we can't, we will get back to you. But yeah, so we'll open it to the floor.
That's fine. I'll go with this one.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
Do you want me to rove?
I would do so, yeah, because obviously now we're off that formal bit now. We're into the questions and answers from the audience. We do have one here. that was brought in by Sally Owen. So maybe I can just quickly read through that. And this is all around the annual tree lighting and singing in the precinct, which obviously a lot of you I know do enjoy. And might it be possible to continue with the gold theme into the canopy to replace the harsh white lights rather than do the blot out with the softer gold ones? So I guess some feedback into how we do that and the theme. We're going to hand that probably onto the town centre manager because he manages that, and I think we can take that input. But if anybody else would like to give him some input into that, please do so, or into Kevin.
He's in here.
And I think he's actually in here at the
Can he
moment, isn't
identify
he?
himself?
There,
Stand up.
Stand up. Yes, this is our town centre manager here. So if you see him later on and want to talk to him about that, he's your man. Yeah, take the mic.
I've met with our normal contractors this week, really to look to see if we can enhance the Christmas lighting. You probably know the council have contributed over £10,000 every year to our lights, so we've upgraded them considerably over the last 2 or 3 years. Brand new Christmas tree lights last year, lots of new lights around the town. It looked absolutely fantastic last year. But we did get some feedback to say that the southern end of the precinct could do with more lights, and I've been discussing that with Lamps and Tubes, who are our contractors, only this week, and they've actually sent quotes in. So watch this space. It is quite expensive putting lights up, but we're hoping to do more and better this year.
Thank you. So, does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask us about maybe
Got
some
one
of the
down
stuff
here.
you've seen? Got one down there.
Let me just pass.
2 quick ones, if I can. One is there any possibility of greening up the precinct a little bit more? I know we get lots of markets and things there, and you've got to allow facilities for people coming and going, but perhaps some appropriate trees, shrubs, etc. Would just soften it a little bit, make it a little bit more friendly. And the pergola that's been attached to the Oakwood rooms, fantastic idea and facility. Just question whether it really fits with the environmental comment that was made earlier about an environmental audit to have heaters effectively sort of heating an outdoor space, whether we should rethink that.
Okay, thank you. Keith.
Right, I'll take those. The first one, I'm not sure everybody is aware that the precinct, the town centre, actually isn't owned by the town centre, this town council. It's owned by Wokingham Borough, and so therefore, what you're suggesting is a very good idea. We have to cycle it through Wokingham Borough and get their agreement. The town centre manager, who's just behind you, has heard what you've said. He's the main liaison between the town council and its residents and the borough council as far as the town centre or the precinct is concerned. So I'm sure he will take that up. The second one, it's a difficult one, isn't it? You put facilities in like that, and you hope that residents will use it. And the problem is when it's cold in the winter time, the propensity for residents to use it is quite low. And so that's why the heater's there. The heaters are not on, or shouldn't be on, whenever it's not needed. But it is a balance, you know.
I've seen one multiple times and there's nobody in there.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the town clerk, so...
Yeah.
It's a new facility for us, isn't it?
I can add a little bit. There is something we need to look at in terms of from a housekeeping point of view, definitely. What I would say is in terms of energy consumption, so the whole of this building is included in that assessment that that we're doing. We have all our energy is from 100% green suppliers in the first instance, but I appreciate your point about wasted energy, which is also potentially an issue. That will be included in the assessment when we get through to the tail end of that in terms of achieving our carbon targets. There might be an offsetting as well against that, but I understand there are also issues of cost and things around that as well. So yeah.
timers fitted to them so that the public could hit it to turn the heater on.
Yes.
It only remain on for a period of time
Yes.
if they left.
Yeah.
Has that been done?
It hasn't been done yet, but that's the intention, yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. I think that's quite a new area that we've added. So I think it's one of those things where probably as we start to use it more and more, we'll probably be able to fine tune how we use it in a more responsible way. But certainly those are the things that we're considering at the moment. Do we have another
Do we
question?
have a question down here?
Yes.
You can say your name. That'd be great.
Joyce Gathergood.
Hi, Joyce.
Just asking what is happening in the precinct with these cyclists and mobility, electric scooters. I was knocked down last year by mobility, and my friend, she was knocked down by a cyclist, landed in the hospital, very nearly near the heart, and very, very dangerous. I mean, it's not only children cycling, it's grown-ups as well that just don't bother. So this has been going on for some time now.
Thank you, Joyce.
Is there some law that could be made to stop all this, please?
Joyce, firstly, thank you for your question. I'm so sorry that you were involved in an incident where you
Yeah,
were
well, I had
injured.
3 months of physio.
Exactly. And I think it's a concern for everybody who uses the precinct when you see a lot of that sort of thing going on, because it is breaking the law and it's also causing injury to people that, you know, it's just it's dangerous. So it is a concern for us as a town council as well. All I can say to you is I don't know if the town centre manager's got anything he wants to add on to that in terms of what Wokingham Borough are perhaps doing to address that, but certainly through the town council we can make sure that those concerns are also raised as well, Joyce. So
I think Brian wants to say
I was going to say, do you want to pass
Sorry,
that?
I'm
to
running,
it?
doing the camera's assistant job. Should have had 2 mics. Anyway.
Yes, it is. It's a long-running problem, and it is a serious issue. We do liaise with the police regularly on it. It's usually mentioned at our quarterly town centre partnership meetings, of which the police attend. So they're well aware of the situation. Kevin alluded to the new CCTV we've got in the town centre, which has just really gone operational very recently. We're hoping that that is going to also act as a deterrent, because we can now provide footage to the police and they can actually recognise offenders. So it's a long, difficult situation, and it's been ongoing. We appreciate it causes real concern amongst residents. We do get quite a lot of feedback about it, I must admit, and it is very frustrating that it's still going on after all these years. But I can assure you that we do take it seriously. We do talk to the police about it. The police are fully aware of it. They do what they can, but they usually say that it's a matter of resource that limits what they can do, I'm afraid.
Thank you.
Has a law not been made about this?
If you put e-scooters to one side, there is law existing which the police can prosecute. But they, as you've just heard from the town centre manager, they have resource constraints.
Yeah.
And until something serious happens, like it happened to you,
Yeah.
they don't classify it as a high priority. And we all can understand that. In terms of e-scooters, it's confusing because a previous government licensed trials of e-scooters at various areas of the country. We weren't one of them. I don't think that there was any actually in Berkshire,
In Reading, maybe.
possibly in Reading, but I'm not sure. But we definitely were not one of them. So anybody who's on an e-bike, an e-scooter, not an e-bike, electric bike, they are, and they're on the public highway or onto the footpath or even in the precinct, they have, that is again against the law. When I say it's a difficult thing is the police, and I've had long conversations with them about this, they have problems because the trials are going on, and they've been going on, I think, for about 400 years, but and they keep on going on, and the government, the current government hasn't made a decision yet, they feel a little bit edgy about the full force of the law for e-scooters because of that potential confusion. Is it allowed? Is it not allowed? And that's the difficulty. But bottom line is, it's a police matter. It's reported by councillors. It's reported by the town council. It's reported by the town centre manager constantly, and it all comes back to resources. They're too busy doing things like, burglaries and stuff like that, which is understandable. But when something serious happens, they need to act and just do it. Yep.
A couple of weeks ago, how it never knocked them down. I mean, it really is a serious situation. I always looking around, it's dangerous and such. This has been going on for years.
I mean, cycling in Woodley is, that's been a problem since I've been a resident, like 40 years ago, yeah.
It's grown up as well.
Yeah. Okay, can we have another question from the audience, please? Yeah. Thank you.
My name's Mary. I
Hi, Mary.
live on Woodlands Avenue. I think you know what the question is, the cycle lane. Unfortunately, there is 2 rows of terraced housing where I live. I've been there since they were built, 60 years in July. We have nowhere to park. We have a lay-by outside of our house. Unfortunately, some of the homes are owned by Reading Council. We own ours, as do many along there. We actually bought the garage. At the back of us, the blocks of garages owned by Reading Council. We have the residents of the road behind us, Carrick Gardens, now taking over the rear of our houses. With all the building work going on Woodlands, we actually have nowhere to park. Is there anything can be done? We've been fighting for nearly 12 years to get the back of our houses sorted. We've now got a resident from another road has put a fence round on Reading Council property with cameras on it at the rear of our houses. Is there anything can be done?
Let me pass this on to Keith, because he probably knows more.
Keith does know all about this. He was helping us.
Yes. I have to be polite, don't I? Unfortunately. As a former borough councillor of 20 years, I've never seen something so shambolic, so anti-resident as that cycle project, starting off with the one-way system, if you remember, which was an absolute nonsense. And what they're doing now is an absolute nonsense. We fought it tooth and nail.
I know. I came to the meeting 3.5 years ago when you supported us.
I ran a petition.
That's
we had
right.
as many, I can't remember,
Well,
4,500 it was presented, but the council, which had changed, unfortunately, because the previous council actually cancelled that project following the first meeting here.
That's right.
And they did what I think any council should do, borough council, is listen to residents, because they know, not the officers who quite often don't even live in the area or even live in Berkshire, some of the senior officers over in Chute End. They did cancel it.
Yeah.
When the change of administration happened, change of political direction, it was resurrected. They got rid of the one-way, but then put in another one, two-way, including all the stuff that you're talking about, and said they've negotiated with Reading Borough Council to allow people like yourself to park around the back.
Which we have no facilities.
I know.
Because there's a grass area.
Yep.
There's 2 blocks of garages, and the problem has just got so bad now. We have vehicles from another Carrick Gardens are using the rear of our properties.
So it was a SOP by the administration and officers in particular, because they were determined. They were determined to get that cycleway, whatever way, like the roundabout.
What was wrong with Beechwood Avenue, which is very, very wide?
We pursued that heavily,
Yeah.
heavily, because that made a lot of sense.
But
because
we
it took
had-
it away, and you've got wide verges going down Beechwood Avenue. And again, the council, officers and the administration decided, nope, this is what we've got to do.
And in their wisdom, on the side where Lloyd's Bank is of Woodlands Avenue, there is no loading or unloading, even shopping is not allowed on that side for 18 months, experimental. The only way we found out is it's posted on lampposts. The residents knew nothing about it. And then between Christmas and New Year, the last we heard was 3.5 years ago, Keith. Then between Christmas and New Year, we had a letter dropped through our door to say work was starting 26th of January. That's the only notice any of us had.
Yep, as I said, it's shambolic.
Yeah.
It is not the way to run a borough council. Their engagement platform, you have to register. There's a lot of people who can't do that. They're not internet savvy, they're not even computer savvy,
I
and they
represent,
can't.
7
And they can't.
families.
So we've done as much as we possibly can. Residents have done as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, we have.
But when you're against a group of people who basically are insisting on doing what they want to do, and it's officers and the administration, it's not just the politicians, you just cannot get through, unfortunately.
Where do we stand legally?
You don't, I was going to say you haven't got a leg to stand on, because they have followed all the legal process. They've put on what's called a TRO, which is a traffic regulation order. That's the legal process to change speed limits, to change parking limits on roads. They did that correctly. The residents then had an opportunity to respond to that.
We've had no chance.
Well, then what they do is they say, thank you very much, but we're going to continue whatever. So the only thing I can say is if you don't like it, it's going to happen. But
It's nearly done. But
yes, it's nearly done. But get rid of the people. And I'm not going to.
Don't you think we've tried?
No, get rid of the people through elections.
Yeah.
That is the only way,
If you don't vote,
unfortunately.
you can't complain. That's my
I
motto.
think we need to move on.
No. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith, and thanks for the question. I think a lot of us feel the same way. I don't wish to fly on about it too much or to repeat it. We've got another question over there.
Thank
Yes.
you. Good evening.
What was
Just-
your name again? Sorry.
Oh, it's Jane.
Jane.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jane.
Just following on from what Brian said about the CCTV now being in operation and the fact that the police haven't got any resources, is it worth highlighting on Woodley Town Council websites, social media, Woodley Town social media, that the CCTV is now in operation in the hope that it may deter the cyclists rather than having to take action after the event?
We can certainly do that, and Kevin will take a note of that, and we will publicly advertise it more strongly on our website. No problems at all, and on social media.
And sorry, just one other thing. I do refute about the police. I know they're short on resources, but this nervousness about, the electric bikes, they can tell the ones that have been modified. They can tell from quite far away. They could actually.
And I think we can talk to the police again to see if there's any action they can take in a more targeted way to maybe address it. And maybe Kevin can pick that up with them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. We've got another one up there. Do you want to run the mic up? Back.
Oh, go on.
So you know.
It's just building on, my name's Nick.
Hi, Nick.
And it's just building on the cyclist thing. Do you think that the signage for no cycling within the precinct is adequate?
Yeah, they can read it.
I think it's there. They can read it. If they choose not to read it, that's fine. But again, that may be something we can address with the town centre manager. And Keith, do you want to go?
If you think it's inadequate, and obviously it is, please feed in suggestions to what you think would be inadequate. Because at the end of the day, it's what I said with Woodlands Avenue.
Yeah.
It's you, the residents, are out there day in, day out. You experience it. You experience that signage is not good enough. So tell us what it should be, or tell the town clerk.
Town clerk.
Make suggestions, please do. Because, I personally would have, a 20-foot by 20-foot neon light flashing saying you've been captured and even have the picture on the CCTV saying,
Hi, we know who you are.
You have been captured, we know who, but that's not going to happen.
I think that's a really good idea, Keith. And we will take notice of that. You know, we do encourage residents to come in and see the clerk and his team here at the park here and sort of voice concerns like that. And if you're having a coffee or something like that and you'd like to wander down and say something, please do. And we got another question in the back there.
Is there one? Is there a hand up?
Oh,
there's one down here.
There's one down there. Okay. Say your name and.
My name's Pam.
Hi.
2 years ago, me and my husband were nearly taken out in the precinct by two motorised, like track bikes. One after the other came. We just stepped out of the shop, and one started off, came from the Waitrose end, zoomed along, just sort of to the front of Boots. Went right out to the dentist, and we stepped back. My husband hadn't long been out of hospital, and he's elderly like I am. And then another one zoomed along, and there was a gentleman going around checking all the disabled cars. And the man, the lovely Indian man, came out of his shop, you know, the in and out shop, as I always call it.
Yeah.
He was worried because he'd heard the roar of the bike, and we'd just come out of his shop, and he came out to make sure we were okay. Anyway, this man said a string of, you know, just report it to the council. We reported it to antisocial behaviour, do they call it?
Yeah, yeah.
To Matt Barber, the
Police Commissioner.
Yeah, the
Police
police commissioner. Went to Loddon Vale police station. Everybody, we just, because there were so many comments on the, there was over 200 comments on the Woodley Chat Facebook. So we printed all them off, and I sent a copy of them on to the people who had, over 200 there were. And no, I mean, if I see anyone, I don't mind telling you, if I see anyone now going through there on a bike or I say it politely, but I'm told to mind my own effing business. And that's by adults, that's not kids who have said that to me. And I've said it politely to them. Do you know that you're not supposed to cycle through here? I say, it frightened the life out of me. And I think,
Right, so
can't the council get together with the police and do something?
We do, but
no,
it's
not you.
No.
If it's owned by.
The experience that you've tragically experienced is part of the reason that the town council and the town centre partnership pushed hard, very hard, to get CCTV.
Yeah.
Because at the time you're talking about, I can imagine the conversation, the police would probably say, it's your word against theirs. Now, with the CCTV, that excuse has gone. And I can tell you there's nothing more damning evidence in a court case than video example of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
And this town council was willing to, for this, because we realised we needed the CCTV, we were willing to go alone with the payment for it. Remember, it's not the town council's town centre, but we were willing, because of the seriousness of all these issues, to actually put our hands in the pocket, or your hands, basically, or our hands in your pocket, to pay it ourselves. Well, now in the end, the borough council did cough up money. The police coughed up a really good chunk of money. So from criminal acts, they have a fund that they have that's a result of criminal acts. They then distribute those for community, and they did as well. That was the reason why we've got it now. And so hopefully, I don't think we'll eradicate it, but hopefully it'll be a lot less and a lot less serious.
Well, thanks for doing that, but you know, it's so worrying. And
It is
puts off
worrying,
going
and I
there,
think,
you
you know, I'm sensing a theme here, so I'm going to get a bit more actively involved with Kevin to see what else we can do with the town centre manager.
Yeah, what I would say is that all those comments, I mean, this is obviously quite a high profile theme for the questions this evening. All of that information we will discuss with the police team, and I know that Brian and myself have a meeting tomorrow with the Wokingham town manager, and that'll be pretty high on our list of things to discuss as well.
And if any member of the public has any ideas about how we might also restrict cycling through the precinct, do let Kevin know, because, you know, some of them we might be able to do, some of them we might not be able to do. But if you've got some ideas, we'd be very happy to hear them. Any other questions? We got any?
Instead of having it, cycle things on the ground, we need to post that. Again, let's say no cycling. It's on the ground at the moment.
Yeah, so let's put some better signage up.
My little granddaughter 5 years ago was knocked out actually in the playground part of it.
Yeah, I've been here.
Yeah. Ended up in hospital with concussion, you know, and I think that's how long it's been going on.
Yeah.
And that's before the age of the
Okay. Anyone else, Matthew?
It's Councillor Taylor here. You're talking about signage. I did send in from one of our committees photographs of very good signs that they use on the university, flagging that you shouldn't be using a bike, but also scooters and other wheelies. And I have sent that in some time ago and didn't get a response to it. So I can send it in again if you'd like to look.
We certainly will. One more question at the back.
We need questions from the back row. He's on a fitness regime.
Yeah, more walking around, more running around. Hi.
Hello, my name's Emily. I
Hi, Emily.
actually just want to say thank you so much for Woodford Park, because I think it's really amazing. And whenever I have a visitor from outside of the area, or you know, from far afield, they think Woodley's really lovely. And I'm sure that this coming weekend with the beautiful weather, we're going to see so many people enjoying it. So thank you so much, because it's amazing, all ages, and all sorts of different people.
I
It's
thank you for
wonderful.
that wonderful comment, and I have to say, as head of chair of Leisure Services, on behalf of our team here at Woodley Town Council, a lot of time and effort has been spent on, you know, bringing in the Green Flag Awards, putting in the new play area. That paddling pool, which has been there for a long time, is so popular, really, really popular. I think when there have been times when we've had to sort of take it out of commission for repairs or so, I mean, there's always an outcry and people come from far and wide to use it. Because to be fair, if you've got a young family and you just want to come down for a bit of sunshine, you know, and paddle in that pool with your kids, it's absolutely amazing. And of course, you don't pay for it. Well, you do as part of your precept, but you know, you can use it. So well, thank you for that. That's a lovely comment. And again, if anyone's got any other ideas,
I'll pass that on to our amenities team as well.
Yeah, that will be really great.
Our Friends of Woodford Park group. I think I can see David there hiding in the shadows as well.
Yeah, he's up there,
They've contributed to that. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, I think we're going to draw that to a little bit of a close, if that's okay with everybody. But if anyone's
We've got one more. Sorry,
one more.
One more comment back here.
All right, okay, pass that through.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with the website for the town council. I'm
Sorry,
assuming
what was
we
your
have
name again? Sorry.
Bernadette. But do we have all the wonderful, we've got loads of lovely people in Woodley doing amazing things, lots of volunteer groups. Do we have all those on a website where people can go and look? I've never heard of these people act before, but I was talking to some of them earlier. I didn't know they existed. There's the Community Repair Cafe on a Sunday once a month down at Christchurch. I don't know if everybody here knows about it. Do we have some central place where
all that information is?
We do. The website's just had a refresh and a rebrand, and there's a hell of a lot of information on there. But Kevin, Matthew, you'll probably know a little bit more.
If you can pass it back to Matthew, I know he's itching.
I can speak. Yeah, we started a project about a year ago to try and collect some information from the community groups, all the not-for-profit groups, the charities. But since then, we've been taken over by other projects that we've had to focus on. And we've had a new website put in, a fully accessible website, which we legally have to do from last year. So the new website has a functionality for having a directory of services, which works really nicely. And the intention sort of over the next year or so is to get everyone that we are either giving grants to or works in the community that we know of, that we've contacted, and also put out on social media and news, invite people to contact us. If they want to be on that directory, we can provide their information on there, and it almost become a bit of a kind of a central community hub where any community group in the area can put their information and people can come and find details about them. So that is the intention. So hopefully we'll have that in the next year.
And I'd just like to add something. I'm going to make a suggestion as well. Can I ask we've got a subcommittee called the PR and Marketing.
Yeah.
Ask that group, that subcommittee, to consider maybe highlighting an organisation once a month and put it onto the various Facebook groups to go through, because the issue it's great to have a directory. It's usually, best will in the world, it can be very difficult to find it. Often you need to know what you want to find things on websites, etc. But if we picked a different, no, it'd only be 12 a year, but a different voluntary organisation and did a profile on them and posted it on social media, I think that would help tremendously. But I'll leave it in the hands of the relevant committee.
Thanks.
What about those that don't have access to the internet, which is what a lot of my neighbours do not have access?
So the option that, yes, I was just going to say the Woodley Herald, and again, I think we started, didn't we, Kevin, highlighting some organisations in Herald, so I'll have a page dedicated to it.
Yeah, and I think that's something we can certainly consider and continue going forward. It's a bit more tricky with doing that on a regular basis because the Herald is a little more sporadic. But yeah.
No problem. I think that's a really good idea. I think sometimes, even as mayor, and I've been a resident in Woodley for like 40 years, and I've been a councillor for, I don't know, 16 or 17 years, something like that. I am always amazed when I discover somebody else that I never knew about in Woodley that's doing an amazing job, and that's what we're going to be going on to later on towards in the next part of this evening's proceedings. But you don't always know, and it's the stories behind some of those groups. You don't really see it, and actually those are the things that people are interested in. They want to know what you do and your profile, but actually there's some stories behind that are really important as well. So we're going to hear a little bit more of that tonight. If that's the end of the questions, I think we will move on, if that's all right. So this concludes our formal element of the Town Council's meeting this evening. I'd like to thank everybody for attending and engaging in what I think has been a really refreshing discussion. I think there's some really important themes that have come out of that. We'll take those away seriously. As a reminder, all council meetings are open to the public and you're always welcome to attend. So if you see a leisure service meeting or a planning meeting or any of the other meetings that we advertise on our website, or you want to come along, you're more than welcome to do so. And we always have time at the beginning of those meetings for a member of the public if they wanted to ask a question. And we do get members of the public obviously coming along. And we also have a YouTube channel, which we've been doing now for, I think, for about a year, 18 months now. So if you want to catch us on YouTube, watch us on there. It's pretty dry reading, dry watching. I wouldn't say it's exciting, but if you're particularly interested in what we do, it's all on YouTube. You can see us and you can listen to us on that way as well. I am going to say that's probably the end of what we're going to do there. So we'll come on to the next item on our agenda, which is our Community Heroes Award presentation. So for this bit, I think I'm going to have to come up to the lectern. Is that right? Yeah. So I'm going to turn that off. That's all right.
I got an easy run, didn't I? You did, yes. Nobody wanted to know about planning.
Sorry, I'm going to have to just adjust that very slightly. There you go. I hope that's okay. I hope everyone can hear me. Okay, so the awards this evening are being presented to a number of different organisations, and they are as follows: Volunteer of the Year, Neighbour of the Year, Voluntary Group of the Year, and there are 2 awards for that. There's also a Young Person of the Year award, and also the Mayor's Award. So as you can see, we've got a lot of awards to be done here. And I have to say, reading through these nominations, it's truly amazing. And I'm a little bit humbled, actually, with some of the things that I've read in preparation for this evening. Arguably, the most important part of the evening are these awards. This is the 24th annual award ceremony that we're having. We'd like to recognise those exceptional individuals and organisations for the very amount of hard work and generosity and dedication that they give to supporting the Woodley community. And I have to say, it's our community, and I'm really humbled by that. The awards are decided by councillors following nominations from members of the public, and are split into the categories that I mentioned. And tonight we are going to present 6 of those awards. So before I get started presenting the awards, I'd like to say a special announcement, actually, about the future of the Community Heroes Awards. As some of you may be aware, at the recent Woodley Town Council meetings, we unanimously agreed that from 2027, the Volunteer of the Year Award will be renamed the Ronnie Goodbury Volunteer Year Award. I have to say, this decision was made as a lasting mark of our respect, the council's respect, but also the respect and gratitude and recognition of an extraordinary contribution that Ronnie made to Woodley over many years. I have to say, extraordinary. Many people in our community will have known Ronnie or experienced firsthand the difference he made. He was someone who brought people together through his energy, his kindness, and his commitment to helping others. Whether supporting residents, community events, which he helped me on more than one occasion, fundraising efforts, or stepping forward during difficult times, Ronnie gave his time generously and made a lasting impact on our town. By naming this award in his memory, the council hopes to create a lasting legacy, and one that reflects Ronnie's dedication to Woodley and inspires others to follow his example of kindness, service, and community spirit. From 2027, Community Heroes Awards and those recognised for their outstanding voluntary service will do so through the Ronnie Goodbury Volunteer of the Year Award. And I think it's a fitting tribute to someone who gave so much to our community and whose contribution hopefully now will be remembered with great respect and gratitude by us all. Thank you. So, without much further ado, let me move onward onto our first award of this evening, which is the Volunteer of the Year Award. This award is given to an individual who has, as part of their voluntary group or charity organisation, provided an exceptional support to the activities of that organisation, making a real difference to the residents of Woodley. This year, the award is being presented to Moira Williams-Stock. Moira is being recognised tonight for her dedication for helping vulnerable neighbours in Woodley and leading countless fundraising efforts that benefit the local community. She's been nominated for her volunteer work with the Royal Berkshire Charity and the Link Visiting Service scheme, supporting older residents and helping organise events, including a Christmas dinner for over 80 people. And as a fundraising team leader for the Rotary Club of Reading Maiden Early, she has raised over £40,000 in the last 3 years, supporting people of all ages. Her activities including coffee mornings, charity fairs, providing 1,600 meals to food share organisations and raising funds at Santa visits to garden centres, but bringing joy to thousands of children and parents alike. Her generosity has also extended to her everyday life, frequently supporting vulnerable neighbours in the community by accompanying them to the doctor's appointments and assisting with shopping trips. I think that pretty much says it all. Maura, can we have you down here to receive your award? And that round of applause for her. And all the residents of Woodley, I'd like to thank you for all your efforts. You're a real star. Thank you very much. Our second award tonight is our Neighbour of the Year award. This award recognises an individual who has independently provided exceptional care and support to a Woodley resident or residents within their local community. This year's Neighbour Award is Sarah Jacques. Sarah is a receptionist at our South Lake Primary School and is being recognised for her exceptional care, kindness and dedication. Over the past 6 years, Sarah has gone above and beyond to support one particular girl at school who has type 1 diabetes. Her reassurance, practical help and personal commitment have made an enormous difference. Most recently, the young girl in question was able to attend her Year 6 residential trip, something her family thought she would be unable to do following her diagnosis. Although Sarah was not part of the PGL trip staff, she chose to drive an hour and a half to the centre and stay with this young girl so she could help manage her medication, ensuring she remained safe and well. Although the wider South Lake team, who gave many hours meetings and training, Sarah helped make sure the child's diabetes did not stop her from sharing this important experience with her classmates. Her compassion, her dedication show her as a true Neighbour of the Year spirit, and for that, her family and this community are deeply grateful. Unfortunately, Sarah is unable to attend this evening, and I will make every attempt to make this award to her personally at the next available opportunity. But as you can see, this is a tremendous achievement by Sarah, and she's a fabulous neighbour. Thank you. So on to our third award of the night, which is our Volunteer Group of the Year award. This award is given to a voluntary organisation that has provided exceptional support and services to Woodley residents. And this year we are making 2 awards. The first Voluntary Group of the Year award is being presented to Woodley United Football Club, who I happened to actually go on Sunday to their fun day, which was amazing. Since its foundation in 2015, Woodley United Football Club has grown from 41 teams to 51 teams, now providing football opportunities for around 800 players. From children in Year 1 through to veterans across male and female teams. There was a real diversity of kids on Sunday. It was amazing. That scale of activity does not happen by chance. It is made possible by more than 145 volunteers who give their time week after week to run the club, manage teams, coach at midweek training sessions, and support many match days and weekends. Woodley United's contribution goes far beyond competitive football. Its Sunday sessions give younger players, including those with limited football experience or identified SEND needs, the chance to enjoy football in a fun and supportive environment. This work was recognised by the FA, who filmed one of those sessions last autumn as part of their national promotional video. So well done, Woodley Football Club. The club also supports students from the Bournemouth School and Wangels College through their Duke of Edinburgh volunteering, coaching opportunities and media experience, PE evidence, and the FA coaching qualifications. And alongside this, it supports local charities, including the Woodley Food Bank and Reading's Family Aid Christmas Appeal. Woodley United Football Club is a real credit to this community and town, and it promotes Woodley across Berkshire well beyond through its league's fixtures. I'd like to say a big thank you to Woodley Football Club and give them a big round of applause. Okay, so on to our second voluntary group of the year award, which is being presented to the ACT Foundation UK. ACT Foundation UK has made an outstanding contribution to both Woodley and Reading communities through consistent, practical and compassionate voluntary work. Since 2021, its volunteers have supported environmental and community projects across local green spaces, including tree planting, woodland care, conservation, litter picking, and the adoption of such areas as South Lake and Woodlands Avenue. And in doing so, they have not only helped improve our local environment, but they've also encouraged young adults or young people to take a real pride in their community. Alongside this, ACT Foundation UK provides vital support to vulnerable residents and their families. Their volunteers have delivered freshly cooked meals to people facing hardship, homelessness, or food insecurity, including the support for the Way Ministry and the Park United Reformed Church and the Bed for a Night. Their generosity has also made a real difference to local schools and families. And at Addington School, ACT Foundation UK provided large food and toiletry parcels to families and children with special educational needs, as well as donating staff food pantries. These gifts were described by families as a godsend at a very difficult time. The charity has supported local food banks, lunch clubs, school and community appeals, and whilst raising awareness through events such as the Woodley Carnival and the Christmas Extravaganza. And what really stands out about this is the humility, consistency and kindness of ACT and their volunteers. They see a need and they respond with energy, care and compassion. Well done, ACT.
A lot of people coming down. Yeah. I've never heard of them. No. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Thank you for all the work that you do. We really appreciate it. This award is for you. Thank you.
I like the logo. One positive act a day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he still involved? I think he is. Two more to go.
Thank you. Okay, so our fifth and penultimate award is a very special award which goes to the Young Person of the Year. This award is made to a young person aged 19 or under who through voluntary activities has made an exceptional contribution to our community. And tonight this award is presented to Harry Messam. At just 7 years old, Harry has shown that you do not have to be grown up to make a real difference. In June, Harry set himself a very special challenge to walk 1 mile every single day to raise money for a new minibus for Addington School, a special needs school attended by his little sister. Rain or shine, whether he felt tired or unmotivated, Harry did not miss a single day. Through his determination and commitment, he raised an incredible £665. What makes Harry's achievement so special is not just the amount he raised, I think you'll agree here, it is the kindness behind it. Harry wanted to help his sister, her classmates, and the wider school community. Every step he took was driven by care, responsibility, and a genuine wish to do something good for others. Harry's challenge reminds us that small actions taken with dedication and heart can create a big impact. He has inspired those around him and shown remarkable perseverance for someone so young. I have to say, humbles me. Now Harry is unable to be here tonight. This meeting might have been a little too much for a 7-year-old, but we'll make sure he gets his award and we'll present this to him in one of his school assemblies. But let's give him a massive round of applause. Okay, our final award tonight is the Mayor's Outstanding Contribution Award. Now, this award is the only award not nominated by a member of the public, but instead is selected by the outgoing town mayor. Each year, the town mayor, following their year in office, selects one individual or organisation whom they believe has provided an outstanding contribution to our community. I'd now like to hand over to Councillor David Bragg.
Good evening, everyone. Lovely to be here, and it's lovely to see so many people here. But anyway, my award is going to a very special group, and indeed it was Ronnie Goodbury that first introduced me to them. It's about a year ago, just at the end of April, that he telephoned me to tell me about this group that had just come back from cheerleading in America and had beaten the Americans at their own game. I was immediately impressed, and over the year I've been to see this group perform, train, and everything else. My first opinion when Ronnie said it was a cheerleading group was of an American football game with a group of 5 or 6 girls with their pom-poms dancing about. How wrong I was. This group of young girls from age 6 up to 18, they are true gymnasts. To see them doing their handstands, their splits, their tumbles, and everything else, on top of 2 layers of other girls in a pyramid shape. The trust they have in one another is immense. They have just come back from America again, where unfortunately they only got 3rd place, even though there were no faults in their performances. They came third, and unfortunately the Americans regained it. But they said the best about that. But they're known as Kick Twist. They practice down. I'll let Kelsey tell you where they do the things, but it's down off on the Headley Road East estate. Down there, they work their socks off. They really do. This year, they've got third place in America. I believe I'm correct in saying they've won several other tournaments. Over the 15 years that they've been established, I know they've won national tournaments, international tournaments, and of course world tournaments last year in America. And they have yet to find someone who will sponsor their kit. So if any of you are in business and are interested, these lovely girls would love to hear from you. But enough said, I'll invite Kelsey and the girls to come and join me down here, please. Good luck in the national championship as well. 2 weeks time. Are you going to wish them luck?
Yes. Can the girls turn around? Can you turn around and face the audience?
Turn around and face
We want
the
to see you.
Pictures. Well done.
So do I have to say a few words? Can you just remind them that anybody who wants to go to the Roddy Goodbury thing on Saturday? Can you remind them?
Is it here?
It starts here, yeah.
What time?
I can't tell you. But it's not this Saturday, it's the 30th.
David, thank you very much for that, and well done to all of our award winners this evening. As I said at the start, humbling experience. I had no idea about all of these stories. I'm going to be learning about them as I'm going through my year as mayor. David has a lot of stories that he's already told me, and there is so much that is going on in Woodley that we don't always know about, actually, to be honest with you. So thank you to all of our award winners this evening. This brings us to the end of our formal or informal awards this evening. The only thing I need to say to you probably is that I think it's on the 30th, we've got the Roddy Goodbury celebration. That'll be happening starting from here. I don't know what time it's
2
going to be.
o'clock.
At 2 o'clock. So if anybody would like to come along to that, please come down to the council offices here, and there'll be something going on for that. And to all of you, thank you for coming, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much.
Just before everyone goes, just want to say we do have some more drinks, I think, still left outside. So we said one drink on arrival, but actually you can have a drink afterwards as well. So do hang around and chat to everyone. If you won an award tonight as well, if you could just hang around as well, what we want to do is take some other photos, just make sure we've got some decent photos for you for publicity and things to hang in here. Otherwise, thank you very much, everyone, for coming.
That's not bad time, is it?
I apologise, Bill, that I monopolised the answers.
That's all right.